sorry ass DJ.
Here we are, folks, broadcasting from our fancy Lil studio in the natural state, Little Rock, Arkansas, where the air is as thick as the history and the river just keeps rolling no matter what. You're listening to Citizen Modern, and we're going to talk about where we've been, where we're going, and what it all means in between. I'm Jerry Garcia, just a traveler, a picker, a man with too many questions, and with me, the one and only Maya Angelou.
That's right.
Maya's wisdom doesn't just sit on the page. It walks, it breathes, it sings. And me, well, I try to keep up. Anyway, the doors are open, the coffee's strong, and the conversation's just getting started. Just a couple of modern citizens here asking old questions in new ways. Let's begin.
Baby, the numbers don't lie. 20 big cats dead, raccoons sick across 6 counties, and now people catching it with no clue how. But what you and I see, that's just the shadow of the thing. The real trouble is hiding beneath the surface, waiting to roll over us like a stone.
Yeah, man, that San Francisco kid, that one's got me stuck. No exposure source. How does that even happen? That means it's got to be moving in ways we don't even understand yet.
You see, that's the kind of thing that keeps the folks who know up at night. When a virus starts playing hopscotch across species, showing up where it shouldn't be, that's no accident. That's an omen. And then right on cue, we got that D1, one strain showing up in Nevada, the same one that took that poor soul down in Louisiana. Oh, sugar, this thing ain't just moving. It's learning.
Yeah, it's stretching out, man. You see what's happening with the wildlife.
Oh, I saw it and I felt it too. Those ducks on Lake Michigan, thousands of them, all laid out like fallen soldiers. That ain't natural. That ain't random. That's a message. But while the birds are telling us what's coming, the folks who ought to be warning people, they're shoving the truth under the rug.
Yeah, they've got the mute button on, huh? What do you make of this whole CDC gag order?
Honey, it's a perfect mess. The CDC's lips are sewn shut. The news barely whispers about it. And even TikTok's cutting people off when they try to talk about it. But in the meantime, New York is quietly checking every flu sample they can get their hands on. Now, you don't go digging like that unless you know there's something worth finding.
Yeah, and while they're burying the real stuff, they're pushing this raw milk thing. That's wild, man.
Wild, yes, but surprising, not even a little. Arkansas got HB 1048 sitting on the table, trying to let folks sell raw milk retail while dairy cows are coughing up bird flu. And let me tell you what's even wilder. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. might be heading HHSS, and he's been hollering for years about letting people buy raw milk. That means the people calling the shots on health policy are the same ones telling folks to drink straight from the infected cow's teat. Now, baby, that don't make a lick of sense.
It's like a split brain thing, man. They're screaming about the virus when it helps them politically, but then they turn around and say, no big deal, when it gets in the way of their other plans.
Now, that's a real trick, ain't it? You tell folks it's no big deal until you need it to be. Meanwhile, this virus, it ain't waiting for permission. It's moving, stretching, getting smarter, and we're sitting on our hands pretending it ain't happening. But baby, the folks who know better, they need to start moving too.
Yeah, so what should people actually be doing?
We got to take care of our own, because ain't nobody else gonna do it for us. That means community clinics. People who know what they're doing, getting trained up, keeping our own supply chains tight. Hospitals? They'll be busting at the seams in no time. We need our own ways to take care of each other when they can't. And baby, folks can't quarantine if they're starving or losing their homes. So we need mutual aid, plain and simple.
Supply chains, man. We all saw what happened with COVID. It all went to hell, real fast.
Yes, sugar. And what did the folks in charge do? They used it. They used it to lock things down, to watch every move you made. And you best believe they'll do it again. They're already doing it. So we got to be ready. Not just for the sickness, for the power plays. Because you watch long enough and you'll see the same story told 1,000 ways. Every crisis got a man somewhere rubbing his hands together, waiting to see what he can take from it.
So we're just standing on the tracks watching the train roll in?
No, baby. We ain't just watching. We see the train. We hear the whistle. Now we got to decide what we do before it gets here.
All right. So let's say I'm just some guy, right? living my life, not thinking about pandemics or whatever. What should I be doing? Like tomorrow?
First thing, baby, you got to open your eyes. You got to see what's coming. Then you get yourself some masks, good ones, before they start disappearing. You got people? Start talking to them now. If the hospitals fill up, where are you going to go? Who's got medical training? Who can check in on the sick? Start setting up them networks before you need them.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. Get ahead of it before you're in the thick of it.
That's right, baby. And you don't just think short term. You ask yourself, what happens if this lasts? What happens if trucks stop coming in with food? You gotta have community gardens, local supply chains. Get folks organized so you ain't waiting on no grocery store to stock its shelves. And when it comes to medicine, honey, you don't want to be needing something only a hospital can give you when the hospital ain't got no room. So you learn what you can, and you keep what you need close.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that, like decentralizing stuff, right? So if one system falls apart, you got another to lean on.
Exactly, sugar. You make your own safety net because the government ain't gonna be there to catch you. And let me tell you something else. The ones in charge, they ain't gonna let a crisis go to waste. They see folks desperate. They start passing rules, taking power, saying it's for your own good. But you watch close and you see how fast temporary turns permanent. They did it before and they'll do it again.
So what? We just keep going along waiting for them to tighten the screws?
No, baby, we don't wait. We take care of our own. We build up what we got. And when they come trying to take more than they got a right to, we already got ourselves set up so we don't need to ask them for nothing. That's how you stay free. That's how you survive.
All right, folks. That's about all the time we've got for today. We covered a lot. H5N1 spreading in places it shouldn't be. The government staying real quiet when they ought to be shouting. And the ways we can start getting ready before this thing knocks on our door. But hey, don't just take our word for it. Pay attention, ask questions, and start thinking about what you need to do for yourself and your people.
That's right, sugar. It's easy to pretend nothing's happening when the storm's still out on the horizon. But once it rolls in, you best believe it'll be too late to start patching your roofs. So start now, take care of each other. And don't be waiting on somebody else to save you. Nobody's coming, baby. We got to do it ourselves. And if you want to keep up with all this, be sure to check out our Substack, citizenmodern.substack.com, for more on H5N1 and plenty of other topics about Little Rock, the U.S. and the world. Stay informed, stay ready.
Ain't that the truth? All right, we'll be back next time and keeping an eye on what they ain't telling you and talking about what actually matters. Stay sharp, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.